Hello YouTube, coming to you live and direct today from the old little living room here, and wanted to do a quick video for you and just make an announcement, tell you a couple of things. First off, I wanted to tell you about something that a good friend of mine, Tim Troyer, is doing. For those of you that don't know him, Tim spent part of his youth in Nepal, and part of his growing up was there. He's got a lot of friends there. And Tim has done a lot with a group called The Reckoning. I'd like for you to look it up, and I will put a link down there so that you can go to their Facebook page and find out what it's all about. They do a lot to help people. And what I particularly like about this site is it's the old saying, it's not a handout, it's a hand up. They help people, they set them up in business, they get them going and make them self-sufficient. And one of the things that they do that's particularly nice, I think, is then as part of the payback, if you will, they have those people in turn give someone else in their particular area a leg up and get them started, so it's self-perpetuating. And instead of helping one person in a village, eventually you can help the whole village. As most of you know, there's been very bad earthquakes in Nepal lately. 8,000 people, I believe, killed. Who knows how many injured, you know, thousands and thousands. Homes destroyed, villages, you know, virtually wiped out, roads destroyed. It's hard to get around, it's hard to do anything, and relief is rushing in there. But Tim wanted to do something, and he had several years ago made a combination knife. And there's a video in that link that I showed you that will explain about that and explain what he's doing. He's going to have a raffle for that particular knife. It was donated graciously back to him by Paul Weaver, president of Weaver Leather. And it's Tim's take on an old case exchange blade where you have an axe head and a knife blade, and they can share a common handle, and it's beautifully done. Rick Hinder helped on it, and so you know, right there, there's some pretty good precision built into this. And Tim not only does this, but he does all kinds of stuff. It's just almost built into his DNA. He's someone that just has to help people, and I think the world of him. He's one of the best guys that I know. And I wanted to publicize it. I wanted to share the link on my channel. The knife will be auctioned at the Blade Show, and we'll actually have a table there, or Tim will. It'll be set up. I'll probably be manning it part of the time. Some other people that I'm going to ask to help will be there. And just should be some good folks stop by, say hello, even if you don't want to bid, and you know, just talk to Tim, talk to me, talk to some of the other folks that I hope to have there. The more I thought about it, the more I did. And Tim asked me if I had any thoughts on it, and I, you know, told him a couple of my poor ideas. He's much better at all this than I am. As you can tell from the quality of the video he did versus my poor attempts that you see here. As I've always said, if there's not a screw up on it, you can bet it's not one of my, it's really not my video. But all that aside, I decided that I wanted to do more. I wanted to help donate to this, and I wanted to see if there was some way that perhaps I could help him get some more money for these people. Knowing Tim, another thing I like about this is I can guarantee you every dime that he raises will go straight to the people that need it the most. And because he has many contacts there, many friends, he can work through channels that even a lot of the particular aid or various aid groups can't, to make sure that that money goes where it can really do some good. And so with that in mind, I thought I'd try to do some donations too. And well, this is what I came up with. I decided I would try to do some things that you just can't get everywhere. And in fact, some things that in the very near future you won't be able to get at all. So we'll start down our list here. At the very bottom, this is actually by Tim. He gave this to me, and I love it. I love Higanokami's. Him and I both share a love of these things. This is the second one that he's done for me. And it is one sharp little devil. It's gorgeous. It's made to look old, made to look like the originals, and it's just absolutely beautiful. The grind on the blade, and it is sharp, believe me. But I thought I've got another even nicer one, and this will be something that might bring in a few bucks, because these are really fun. Everybody likes them, and I've seen a lot of them going around lately. So that's the first thing, and that's by Tim himself, and I think that's only fitting. The next two knives that you're going to see are knives that are even harder, well, actually they're impossible to get unless you can find someone that already has one that wants to sell them. And they're by Kylie Harris, CKC Knives. And this particular one, you'll have to excuse me, I touched them on the buffer, cleaned them up a little bit. And like I said, if there's not a script, it's not one of my videos. These claws, by the way, are made by Erica at Knife Nation. And they're really nice. They're not handkerchiefs per se. They have different logos. This one's got Knife Nation on it. This is one of my favorite. It's got like blueprints to some of these Star Wars walkers and things on it. And then on the other side, they have a nice soft flannel, and she sews these together, and they're wiping cloths. They do a wonderful job. They're really, really cool. And I use them on my cameras because they're so super soft. I don't have to worry about them messing up the lenses, and knives and everything. So this particular one, quite a while back, Kylie had sent me some knives, and they were a take on a Boy Scout pattern that he did for scouts over in New Zealand. And I sold those for a charity here, Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. And they take in children with very serious, unfortunately, illnesses, cancer and things of that ilk that you wish no child would ever get. But I always intended to do something special with this one. This one is number 0. It's the first. And I made several of these they come with a sheep's foot, a very rounded sheep's foot. And I made several of these into Warncliffs, such as this one. And they sold immediately when I put them up for auction. They just, boom, they were gone. So I did that with this one also. It has brass pins, and I'm not sure, to tell you the truth, if it's brown G10 or brown micarta. I almost want to say G10. People that know it better than me can probably look at it and tell. I'm going to bring these up here a little bit so that you can see them. That's a little Higanokami with the blued handle, and it's just gorgeous. And this is number 0 here. This series. And Kylie's knives are extremely hard to get because he doesn't make knives on a regular basis, and in fact I believe that he's going to stop making knives altogether in the very near future. So if you want one, this may be one of the few chances you'll get. The second knife is one that I really like, but I think it'll do more good this way. This is one of his CKC pen knives, which is one of the best designs I think he ever made. This particular one is the only one like this that I'm aware of, and it is a titanium handle. This is my personal steak knife. When I go out someplace fancy, this is what I take. And believe me, it'll go through a steak like a laser. And I think that you'll find that it's just a blast to use. And whoever gets this is going to get a really incredibly good using tool, as well as something that is just gorgeous. I really like it. But I think it'll do more good this way. The next knife that we have is by Gavco, or Mike Gavick. And it was one that he ground. This is one of his net knives, super great size. And I got this as a blade. He'd already ground it, of course, blade blank I call it, but it was ground by him. And I put carbon fiber handles, and I put these are copper pins. It's kind of probably hard to tell because I just cleaned them up, but there are those two. And I hope this camera will focus on this. Like I said, it's always, if it's not messed up, it's not one of my productions. And then last but least, far from least, I would say, I have two more Tim's knives. And one of the things that I just have always loved about his knives are the old, rustic, old-timey look. And so we have a Skinner, and I guess you could call this a utility, a hunter, and they're just absolutely gorgeous. They are both Damascus, made by Tim. This one with the segmented handle, copper ferrule on both of these, and I believe this one has copper pins. This has some of the prettiest handle material you're just ever going to see. It's a bog oak or something like that, but it has all these little striations in the handle. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And so I want these knives to go towards this, towards the people in Nepal. I've wanted to do something for a while to make a donation, and I hadn't done it. And you know that after a while, whenever anything else happens in the world, people's need, or their not their needs, but their focus shifts to whatever the newest, latest thing is. But those folks are still there, and they're still in dire, dire need. Like I say, can you imagine your entire town just being leveled, your house being leveled, your neighbors being killed, hurt, maybe members of your family, maybe you were hurt? They didn't have a lot to start with, and now there's just nothing. So the need is extreme, and I hope that this will help. And these are guys, all of them, that I think a lot of, and I would never just sell these knives. You couldn't buy them from me because they'd never be for sale. So this is your one chance to get some from these guys that you probably, under other circumstances, would never get a chance to get. So I will link Tim's video, which has Rick Hinder in it and his lovely wife. It has Paul Weaver in, and Tim, all four of them better looking than me and much more talented and much better quality video. So give a look, take a look at The Reckoning, see what you think, and look at some of the things they do, and more importantly, look at the way that they do it. Like I said, this is helping these people to be self-sufficient, not just throwing some money at them and thinking that you've done a good deed. That's the worst thing you can do for people. That hinders people ever getting out of the poverty level, if you will. But if you put them on your feet, you give them a little business, you know, and in some of the cases over there, they would get them a small house and a cow. That's it. That sounds to us like nothing, but over there, they were wealthy. If not wealthy, they were certainly self-sufficient. They could sell the milk from the cow, they could raise crops and sell the produce. And it's just a world apart for them from what they knew. So think about it. These will all be at the Blade Show, along with the incredible one that you'll see in Tim's video, which is just knock your socks off, I think. The kind of precision you expect from him and Rick Hinder. And I hope that you'll think about it, look at these. Maybe there's something that you want. All of these, with the exception, obviously, of the Hygo, have the proper sheaths and everything to go with them so you can carry them around. So I appreciate it. You guys have always been the best. And here's a chance, if you're at the knife show, to bid. It's going to be a silent auction. And also, I believe that Tim is going to set up something online so that possibly all of our online viewers that can't make it will have a crack at it too. And just kind of watch his channel, his webpage, and there'll be links to all that also under this video. So that's pretty much it, YouTube. Just a chance to help some folks that really could use your help. I've been blessed just to know these guys, let alone have knives from them. And you know, I've been blessed in a lot of my life. And so I'd like to give some of it back. And here you go. Take it easy, and we'll talk to you later.